final time this evening, we'd like to kindly request all our guests to please move away from the pathway as we will be commencing with the proceedings now.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The symptoms are quite evident as we are fast approaching March Madness, and what better way to take a short glimpse of what to expect on the 7th, 8th and 9th of March at the SSC as we warmly welcome all of you to the press conference for the Blue Ribbon Encounter of Sri Lankan Sports, the 140th Battle of the Blues Raw Tournament Cricket Encounter, as we celebrate the great rich history of culture and tradition of these great two institutions.
Thank you, Ali. As you mentioned, the legacy of this three-day outing has stemmed far beyond a school cricketing encounter, encompassing the hopes and dreams of not only the 22 brave young men who take the field, but the undying spirit of a nation at large. I say this not in light of the legends the match has set in cricketing, but also in the light of the rivalry, camaraderies, and the spirit and grit of the sport. The Royal Tournament Battle of the Blues across 140 years has grown to symbolize the strength of our nation, perpetual, forever united, and forever undying. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, it is at this juncture, it is my privilege to request you, the august facilitators of this legacy, to direct your attention to the entrance as we ceremoniously welcome the Senanayaka Challenge Shield to the auditorium.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to kindly request all of you to please rise for the college song of Royal College, followed by the college song of St. Thomas's College.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may take your seats.
Moving on with the formalities of the event's proceedings, I would now like to invite the following dignitaries to please take their seats at the head table. The Principal of Royal College, Mr. B.A. Aberatna.
The Warden of St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia, the Reverend Mark Bilmoria. And the Co-Chairman of the Royal Thomian Match Committee, Mr. S. Rajmohan.
Representing Mr. Mahesh Nanyakar, who is unfortunately overseas on official leave, is Mr. Roshan Adams, the Co-Secretary of the Royal Thomian Match Committee for 2019.
It is also our privilege to welcome the Group Chief Corporate Officer of Dialogue Asiata PLC, Mr. Shyam Majid.
And the young gentleman from Reed Avenue who will be leading the brigade of 8,000 young hearts, Kavindu Madara Singh, the captain of Royal College.
And the captain of St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia, bringing to the SSC the ferocity of the school by the sea, the captain, Sitara Hapuhenna. Thank you, gentlemen.
As you may know, there's a lot of hard work put in behind the scenes by a group of distinguished old boys from both these institutions to make sure the Royal Thomian cricket encounter flows in full flow. And I would like to invite Mr. S. Rajmohan, the co-chairman of the Royal Thomian Match Committee for 2019, to address the gathering.
Ms. Amali Nanayakkara, Group Chief Marketing Officer of Dialogue Axiata. Mr. Shyam Majid, Group Chief Cooperative Officer of Dialogue Axiata. Principal Royal College, Mr. B.A. Aberatna. Warden St. Thomas College, Reverend Mark Bilmoria. Captain Royal College, Kavindu Madara Singh. Captain St. Thomas's College, Sitara Hapuhenna. Media representatives, cricketers, teachers, students, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to be able to address this gathering with regard to Coca-Cola. This makes the Royto even sweeter than Coke, and is why we will be having Elephant House soft drinks at the Royal Thomian instead. When our main sponsor, Dialogue, joined the Royal Thomian in the early 2000s, our alliance triumphed. Today, our alliance signifies two of Sri Lanka's biggest brands coming together, as Dialogue aims to connect lives on a daily basis. Here too, at the Royto, we aim to connect individuals from two of the biggest schools in the nation across generations and continents, as we all gather together on these 3 days. I would like to extend our gratitude to Dialogue for their unwavering and sustained support. Special thanks to Dr. Hans Vijayasuriya and Mr. Supun Veerasinghe for their support and assistance. I have been fortunate to have been involved with the organizing committee of this event for more than 15 years. And today, I want to focus on something that's been worrying many past members of this organizing committee and have repeatedly spoken about. It is the gradual deterioration in the spirit and camaraderie in which this game is played. The game revolves around tradition, friendship, unity, and entertainment. Let no one take away that spirit. And we should make sure the upcoming generation enjoy what we were fortunate to savor as schoolboys and young adults. We have seen on quite a few occasions acts of unsportsmanlike conduct, such as sledging or exchange of unpleasant words on the field, and unruly behavior on the part of some spectators who, in doing so, degrade the respectable nature of the game. As this game is bigger than any individual, we hope all those involved in this great game realize it is a game of cricket with a proud history, and any action that undermines its rich tradition and custom should be vehemently condemned. With respect to new changes to the match this year, there are two aspects of the big match that are to be banned. Firstly, the heads of both schools have been notified by the Ministry of Education that dancing girls would not be permitted at such events in light of complaints made by women's rights organizations. That's a growing organization now. Secondly, in light of several points raised by the match referee and the umpires of the game, the playing of techno music will be banned during the match. You can have the standard papare, that's most welcome, and the basic DJ music, that's also welcome. I would be failing in my duty if I didn't thank Mr. Harsha Samaranayaka, General Manager, I think he's not here, right? General Manager, Brand and Media at Dialogue, along with Mr. Aruna Vikramasinghe, and the rest of the team of Dialogue, who have been working with us on a daily basis. Also, a big thank you to many corporate friends who have honored our invitation to participate in this annual cricket encounter and the various support services. Let us also acknowledge with gratitude the trust and support that we have had from the principal and warden. Last but not least, I want to thank the Royal Thomaian Organizing Committee for getting together once more, putting in months of hard work from September last year, amounting to more than 7 months of sheer commitment to make sure that this 140th Battle of the Blues is a success. Ladies and gentlemen, as Nelson Mandela once stated, sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. Let me wind up by saying, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We all definitely sincerely hope that this year's Royal Thomaian Cricket Encounter will set the benchmark upon which this encounter will be played for many.
Good evening, everybody. Reverend Mark Vilmoria, Warden of St. Thomas College. Mr. Amali Nanayakara, Group Chief Marketing Officer, Dialogue Asiata PLC. Mr. Shyam Majid, Group Chief Corporate Officer, Dialogue Asiata PLC. Mr. Harsha Samaranayaka, Senior General Manager, Brand and Media, Dialogue Asiata. Global Business in Dialogue Asiata PLC. Mr. S. Rajmohan and Mr. Mahesh Nanayakara, co-chairs of the Royal Thomond Match Organizing Committee, all other representatives from our valued sponsors, members of the media, office bearers and members of the Joint Match Organizing Committee, academic staff and advisory committees of Royal and St. Thomas College, the most important stakeholders of this event, captains and members of the two teams, Royalists, Thomians, ladies and gentlemen. As the principal of Royal College, it is indeed a pleasure to address this gathering of media personalities who are present this evening. To begin with, thank you all for accepting our invitation. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks from today, on 7th of March, when Royal College will take on St. Thomas College at the Sinhala Sports Club grounds. It will be the 140th consecutive time that these two great institutions meet each other in their annual cricket encounter. 140 uninterrupted years of cricket between the two schools speak volumes of many facets. The friendships, the camaraderie, the brotherhood and togetherness that have developed between our two schools run into generations. Beyond these elements, there is a culture that has developed around this historic cricket match. And there are revered traditions that are held in very high esteem. The Royal Thomond Cricket Encounter has produced more than cricketers. It is an iconic event celebrate. Organizing an event of this magnitude involving school children is no easy task by any means. The members of the Joint Match Organizing Committee, comprising of all boys and academic staff of our two schools, work entirely for many months of the year to ensure this success. Gentlemen, I wish to thank each and every one of you for your dedication and time. And I hope you will continue to repay the debt you owe to your respective school. As we know, the earnings from the Royal Thomond Cricket Encounter is equally shared between the two schools for sports development. To that end, all the sponsors who come forward with contributions, a big thank you and appreciation. We value your support towards developing sportsmen of repute. On behalf of Royal College, let me take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to our principal sponsor, Dialogue Asiata PLC, and its regional chief executive, South Asian region, Asiata Group, Berhad, Dr. Hans Vijay Surya, and Dialogue Asiata, Director Group, Chief Executive, Supun Veerasinghe, for renewing the sponsorship for the next 4 years and offering an even more attractive sponsorship package. A very big thank you goes out to all the other sponsors too. All your contributions not only make the event possible, but make it a huge success. Before I conclude, on behalf of Royal College, I take this opportunity to wholeheartedly thank the media for their coverage and for the exposure over the years, and for accepting today's invitation and being present this evening. The big match belongs to the teams of Royal and St. Thomas. It is an honor and privilege to have the opportunity of playing in this big match. Make the best out of that opportunity. Enjoy every moment of it. Maintain a friendly rivalry while you compete. Give your best for your school and make lots of memories. Let me wish the two captains and the two teams all the very best and good luck. Although I hate to admit it, deep in my heart, I would like to see the D.S. Senanayake Memorial Shield retained at Reed Avenue for yet another year. But may the better team win. Taken from our college song, learn of books, learn of men, and learn to play the game. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So from your speech, it is evident that such a legacy of 140 years, perpetually moving forward and hopefully strengthening for the many years to come, would not be possible without strong leadership. Seated majestically at the other end of the spectrum, taking St. Thomas's College from strength to strength, is the Warden, the Reverend Mark Bilmoria. Therefore, it is with great pleasure I now invite the Warden of St. Thomas's College, the Reverend Mark Bilmoria, to address the gathering.
Ms. Amarina Nayakkara, Group Chief Marketing Officer of Dialogue, Mr. Shyam Majid, Group Chief Corporate Officer, Mr. Harsha Samaranayaka, Senior General Manager, Brand and Media, Mr. Mangala Hettiarachchi, Senior General Manager, Global Business of Dialogue Axiata, my esteemed colleague, Mr. B. Aberatna, Principal of Royal College, Co-Chair, Mr. S. Rajmohan, and Mr. Roshan Adams, representing the Royal College Co-Chair, Mr. Mahesh Nayakkara, members of the Joint Committee, members of the advisory committees of the two schools, past captains, representatives of all our product and service sponsors, members of the media, coaching staff and other staff of both schools, head prefects, and most importantly, the two captains and the two first 11 teams. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's that most wonderful time of the year again when the Royal Thomian family prepares to celebrate the big match. And in this year, it's 140th installment. At the very outset, I would like to echo the principal and take this opportunity to express my thanks on behalf of the Thomian family to our principal sponsor, Dialogue Axiata, for continuing to sponsor us and for partnering this event yet again. Your support has made it possible, and we greatly appreciate it. We hope that you would continue to journey with us into the future. I need to thank MAS for the provision of the playing kits, as they have usually done. I would also like to thank our other sponsors and those who are supporting the match in various ways. I would also like to use this opportunity to say a very special word of thanks to the STC team sponsor, ProMate, for having taken on the Thomian 11 for a further year. And of course, thanks to our media friends who are here this evening to cover this event, and also who will cover the Royal Thomian match in the coming days. The joint co-chairs and the Joint Match Organizing Committee have been working from around October last year to ensure that all aspects of the match are looked into. Some of them burning the midnight oil, as it were, to keep to schedules and to keep things on track. Thank you, gentlemen. Your capacity to serve your two alma maters so selflessly continues to amaze me, and I am very grateful for your support in this venture. I doubt the two schools will have the capacity to fulfill this onerous task without your support. Finally, a word to the two teams. I cannot see them, and I hope that in the future they will be seated towards the front at this press conference, for this is their match. But listen to what I'm saying to you now. We often forget, in our bid to ensure all the arrangements are just right, that this match is about these 22 boys. It is the 22 of you who will make history and ensure your name in the record books. Each of you has the potential for greatness, but only insofar as you play as one team with one objective and one goal and one vision. Enjoy yourselves on the field. Strengthen the ties of camaraderie that you share on and off the field, and make friendships that will last a lifetime. Never forget that our two schools, despite occasional lapses, define each other. And we need to foster that spirit, especially when petty and small issues sometimes threaten to bring discord and division amongst us. We must never forget that ours is a friendly rivalry, not a battle between two enemies. When we come off the field, we remain friends. To both captains, all I can say is that I expect you to lead your teams, to play the game in the right spirit, upholding the noble traditions of the game and of your two great schools. To my captain, Hapohinna, I want to say this. The hopes and aspirations of the entire Thomian family may be weighing heavy on your young shoulders these days. But never forget who you are and what you represent along with your team. Inheritors of a great legacy that has come down over 168 years. A legacy that does not depend on winning or losing a cricket match, however great that match may be. But it will not harm you to make it your singular purpose to go for the jugular and to regain the coveted prize. If I may be permitted, my friend Mr. Aberatna, to make an observation, the shield being at Reed Avenue for the past 11 years seems a little bit battered. Some little things are missing as well, I can see. Hapohinna, I think it's time to get it back home, to make the necessary improvements, and then to keep it in the cupboard for a few years. Remember this above all, and this is for both teams. In order to succeed and achieve the dream that you desire, your desire for victory and success must be greater than your fear of losing. In order to succeed and achieve the dream, your desire for victory and success must be greater than your fear of losing. So play positive cricket and remember that victory will come to those who are not faint-hearted. I want to leave you with the words of one of our former Thomian cricket captains. Everything seems impossible until it is done. If you are focused, you will succeed, however hard it may look like in the beginning. Believe in yourselves, but always trust in God, for He will not fail you. Thank you, and Resto Perpetua.
Thank you very much, Father, for those inspiring words. And I would like to take an excerpt from last year's press conference where the two head prefects mentioned that there is no Royal without St. Thomas's and there is no St. Thomas's without Royal. And that is indeed true, and we should all strive to achieve the mutual bond of friendship that will make these two schools great and take it to even greater heights. Moving on with the event's proceedings, I would now like to invite our esteemed dignitaries at the head table, along with Ms. Amalina Akara, the Group Chief Marketing Officer of Dialog Axiata PLC, to please come on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Sena Nayaka Challenge Shield, the mere mention of which brings shivers down one's spine. Ladies and gentlemen, this illustrious piece of silverware has a long and beautiful history. And it is in this momentous occasion that we are proud to say that that history has a great future to come. Thus, it is with great pleasure we now invite the head prefect of Royal College, Madar Thaldua, and the head prefect of St. Thomas's College, Shannon Ebenezer, to present the Sena Nayaka Challenge Shield, played in memory of the Right Honorable D. Sena Nayaka, to the two captains. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please put our hands together as we witness history in the making. Narasimha and Sitara Hapuino will place it on the side podium. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Senanayaka Challenge Shield once again up for grabs for the 140th time.
A sporting event of this sort, of such glitz and glamour, would not be possible if not for the generosity of our sponsors. Coming on board once again as the principal sponsor for the 140th Battle of the Blues is none other than the leading telecommunications service provider in Sri Lanka, Dialog Axiata PLC. In order to present the principal sponsorship, I would like to invite Ms. Amali Nanyakara, the Group Chief Marketing Officer of Dialog Axiata PLC, along with Mr. Shyam Majid, the Group Chief Corporate Officer of Dialog Axiata PLC, to present the dummy check to the two heads of schools. Once again, a very big thank you goes out to Dialog Axiata PLC for the support and for the support extended towards this worthy cause. And we hope this support will be going on for many more years to come. Moving on to the category sponsorships for the 140th Battle of the Blues.
As we progress with the evening, I would like to courteously thank the two captains for joining us and would like to request them to take their seats. In place of the captains, joining us on stage will be Mr. Ramesh Abe Vikrama, the co-treasurer of the Royal Thomaian Match Committee, and Mr. Dilshan Boteju, the co-secretary of the Royal Thomaian Match Committee.
Coming on board as the official beverage, ice cream and processed food partner is Keels and Elephant House. In order to present the product sponsorship, I would like to invite Mr. Sumudo Tantirigoda, the Vice President of John Keel Holdings.
Coming on board as the official Oriental food partner, Prima, represented by Mr. Achala Ramanaika, the brand manager of Prima Kothumi.
Joining in as the official clothing partner and providing the playing kits for both these two teams is MAS Holdings. In order to present the product sponsorship, I would like to invite Mr. Ranjana Kulathunga, Mr. Ranjana Kulathunga, the Director of Operations at MAS Active, Mr. Sanjeeva Bihar, the Manager of MAS Active, and Mr. Damitha Dharmasena, the Director of Human Resources.
Joining us as the official bank is Selam Bank. Might I invite Mr. Thilan Vijayasekara, the Deputy General Manager of Retail Banking, to hand over the sponsorship.
Coming on board as the official printer for the 140th Battle of the Blues is Printcare.
And ladies and gentlemen, joining us in 2019 as the official dairy partner, we have Fonterra. Can we please have Mr. Yauvanan Vigneshwaran, the Director of Customer Marketing, to present the sponsorship check.
Joining in as the official transport partner yet again is PickMe. Could we please have Mr. Gaushik Satyasivam, the head of marketing, and Mr. Indikal Vitigala, the vice president of PickMe, to hand over the sponsorship, please.
Coming on board as the official caterer, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present you Pereira and Sons. Can we please have the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. M. Avishka Pereira, to present the sponsorship.
Coming on board as the official confectionery partner is Manchi. We would like to invite Mr. Nalin Karunaratna, the CEO of Ceylon Biscuits Limited, to hand over the sponsorship.
Lanka Hospitals will be joining us as the official healthcare partner. To do the needful, might I invite Mr. Nimal Ratnayaka, the Chief Marketing Officer.
Joining us as the official real estate partner is JKH Property. Would now like to invite Ms. Ushani Jayasudha Morayas, the Executive Vice President of John Keels Holdings, as well as Mr. Nadeem Shams, the Assistant Vice President, to please hand over the product sponsorship.
also pleased to welcome Stafford Motors as the official automotive partner. They will be represented by the Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Charaka Pereira, and the General Manager, Mr. Sanjeev Gunaratna.
The official cybersecurity partner for the 140th Battle of the Blues is Kaspersky, and I would like to invite Mr. Harsh Lienage, the Executive Vice President, along with the Assistant Vice President, Mr. Chaitya Vijayaratna, to hand over the sponsorship.
Joining the fold as the higher education partner is the Columbus School of Construction Technology. They will be represented by Mr. Dilshan Ratnavira, a marketing officer, and Mr. Alfaz Mohammed, a recruitment officer.
Joining in as the official radio station is Yes FM. Could we please have Mr. Moksha Peris, the Director of Marketing, and Mr. Ramiz Kasim, the channel head, to please present the sponsorship. Ikman.lk will be joining in as the official e-commerce partner. To do the needful, might I invite the Managing Director, Mr. Alexander Lovak, and the Director of Operations, Mr. Shaif Mohammed. Coming in as the official lifestyle media partner will be Pulse. I would like to invite Mr. Janith Rodrigo, the Assistant General Manager of Digital Media, and Mr. Sachita Kalingamudali, the Editor-in-Chief, to please present the product sponsorship. Ladies and gentlemen, the final category sponsor for the evening. Almost there. Ladies and gentlemen, the next category sponsor for the evening, the official sports medicine partner, George Stewart's Health, represented by the Executive Director, Mr. Eramdajit Ranasinghe. Ladies and gentlemen, for our final category sponsor, it will be Liberty Publishers, who will be joining the fold as the official print media partner. I would like to invite Mr. Ranga Pereira, the Director of Sales and Marketing, to do the needful, please. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Esteemed dignitaries, you may please take your seats. Once again, we would like to show appreciation to all our category sponsors for coming on board as category sponsors, without whom this event would not have been a success.
And thus, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the closing moments of the press conference of the 140th Battle of the Blues. To you, our esteemed gathering, we have one thing to say, and that is to truly represent what the Royal Thomaian encounter is all about and take this rivalry, take this one-of-a-kind rivalry to the world and show Royal College and St. Thomas's College at their very best. And to the two captains and to the two teams, we wish you all the very best of luck and hope we'll see the true champions reigning one more time. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, to leave you with your closing remarks, I now invite the Secretary of the Royal Thomaian Match Committee, the Co-Secretary, Mr. Dilshan Boteju.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank all of you who joined us for this occasion, and would like to take this opportunity to invite you all for some refreshments at the next hall. Thank you so much once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. In conclusion, for the evening's proceedings, please rise in tribute to the national anthem of Sri Lanka. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That will be all for the evening. Please do join in fellowship at the canopy outside.